have an app in mind. We should mention, in addition to starting Incubator this year, both high schools started a course called Mobile Makers, where students learn to develop mobile apps in a coding language called Swift. And Swift is an iOS system, and there are two groups that took advantage of our Mobile Makers students to have an app built for them. So we hope to see that continue in our Edison students. We hope when they get into high school that they take Mobile Makers. It's a great class, and we're offering that freshmen through seniors. All right, we'll get to our next presentation. Our next group is NeighborNet. Come on up.
Hello, my name is Wheeler Ricker.
I'm Josiah Vilas.
I'm Madison Shorley.
And I'm Dee Dee Hogan, and we are NeighborNet. We want to create an app that allows homeowners to connect to teenagers in their own neighborhood who want to mow their lawn for them. Here we have a short video that we have created that showcases the specific details of our company.
Imagine you're a homeowner. You have a big lawn, way too big to mow yourself. And well, you're tired of going cold, unfriendly services that cost an arm and a leg. What do? Just give up? Well, that's always an option. But what if there's a better solution? What if you could easily connect teens in your neighborhood to mow your lawn who are friendly, local, and fairly priced? The problem is, only 2% of homeowners have local teenagers mow their lawns in the United States, while 46% get professional lawn care service. There just isn't an efficient way to connect homeowners to teenagers. That's where we come in. We want to create an app called NeighborNet that connects homeowners with teenagers in their own neighborhood who want to mow their lawn for them. Not only will this be benefiting your community, but it would also save you a bit of money. Most professional lawn care services cost upwards of $30, which is far more than the average high school student would charge. And not only would you be able to request lawn mowing, but in the fall and winter, our users will be able to request leaf raking and snow shoveling. Here are some of the helpful features our app will have. We are giving you the opportunity to help your neighbor and your wallet with NeighborNet.
So the idea for NeighborNet first came about when Wheeler's neighbors would be out of town during the summer for a few weeks, and they would have Wheeler mow their lawn for them. Since communities are not as close as they used to be, without Wheeler, his neighbors would not have known anybody else to mow their lawn for them, and they would have had to pay a lot more money hiring another lawn care service to do the same work that a student could do.
We will target older generations who physically can't mow their lawn. We will also target double-income families and single-parent homes who do not have a lot of spare time. They will be the customers. Our lawn mowers will be students who are 16 years and older, who do not have part-time jobs, so they can earn some money for college and still participate in their school activities. We will target close-knit middle-class neighborhoods like Wheaton. So for our market size, our TAM is going to be the 100 million homes with lawns in America. Our SAM is going to be 4.8 million lawns in the state of Illinois, and we're going to target the 20,000 lawns in Wheaton. For our competition, it is other lawn care services as well as existing apps like Longaroo, Pause and Mows, and Mow and Go. We do not consider other high schoolers who mow lawns as competitors because this is a tool for them. We are unique because we are bringing a sense of community in your neighborhood. We are connecting you with a high schooler rather than a worker you don't know. We are also giving you the opportunity to help a local high schooler earn some money for college. We will have a two-way rating system on our app so you can rate the homeowner and the teenager. For the homeowner, this will make sure they are reasonable, and the teenager, this will hold them accountable for their work. You will also be able to leave comments so others know the reason why you gave them this rating. We will have a map on our app so you can locate a high schooler in your area and message them for a service. Credit transactions will be all online, so you don't have to be home or change your schedule in order to have a service. It will be all on your phone and no money changes hands. We will make money through a small processing fee of 10% for every transaction. So, if it costs $20, the student will earn that $20, and the homeowner will have to pay $22.
So for our revenue and gross profit model, this is based off of us getting an average of $2 per lawn care service, and in our first year making 52 services per week in that first year, and then tripling that from year 2, and then tripling that again year 3. So that would look like $6,000 roughly in our first year in revenue, and $18,000 in our second year, and $56,000 in our third year. So for our gross profit margin, there is no cost of goods sold. So both our revenue and our gross profit would be $81,993. And our SG&A for the 1 year would be $1,600, and that includes $250 for website updating and $350 for a general liability insurance, as well as only $1,000 for advertising because we plan on using guerrilla marketing. And then that would net us a total of $77,193 for our net profit. And this would be our cost structure summed up. So over the 3 years, our revenue and gross profit would be $81,000. Our SG&A totaled up over 3 years would be $4,800. And then that would give us an operating profit of $77,000, and with other expenses involved, that would give us a net income of $75,693.
So our primary marketing strategy will be door-to-door sales. And this is perfect for us because it allows us to target specific neighborhoods and every single individual within that neighborhood. As we expand our horizons, we'll start using Facebook ads because it's also location-based, but allows us to advertise remotely. We'll also take advantage of groups like Wheaton Moms, churches, other community groups. So for our MVP, we wanted to find a medium that would fulfill the 2 most basic functions of our app, and that is communication and transactions between homeowners and teenagers. We found Facebook and Google Pay, and they're perfect for us because they allow us to manually facilitate those transactions and communication. They're also private and secure because people send the money to trusted sources, and we do not get any of the personal bank finance information, so they can feel safe with it. So the next step, we're actually, last week we started doing door-to-door sales, and we got amazing results. So for every 10 doors we knocked on, 1 person signed up for our app. And this is amazing already, but it becomes even more spectacular when you narrow it down. Every person that actually opened the door to us, we got a 50% response rate of people signing up for our app. People want NeighborNet. We're actually solving a legitimate problem in our neighborhood. And this is just the beginning. We've already gotten about 9 homeowners to sign up for our service, and we have a small pool of teenagers also. Moving forward, the second step for our solution is a web app. And this is way cheaper than a full-scale app, but it still allows us to have custom branding, as well as refine the features around our specific needs. Finally, the final solution would be the NeighborNet app. And this would not only allow homeowners and teenagers to send transactions to each other and communicate to each other, but it will also add added flexibility and give the option of analytics. So homeowners and teenagers can see how much money they spent, how much money they've made over a certain period of time. So obviously we're going to run across a few challenges, namely the ratio of homeowners and teenagers, people leaving our service to do cash transactions, and just general technical difficulties. But we have confidence that the uniqueness of our solution, as well as our ability as a team, will be able to confront these problems as they come.
So to fully develop our business, we are going to need the capital funds of $4,000. And for this investment, you will get a 20% equity stake in our business, and this equates to a 4 times return on your investment after 3 years. With this $4,000, we plan on doing the following things. First, we are going to use $1,500 to create our web tool, and we are going to be outsourcing this to a fellow Wheaton North student who is very good at creating websites and coding. Then we're going to use another $1,500 for advertising, and this will include social media ads flyers, as well as hiring regional sponsors to help us advertise within certain communities. Then, to protect our brand, we are going to get a trademark for NeighborNet, and this will cost $150. And then to also protect ourselves, we want to get general liability insurance, which will cost $350. And then we will be left over with $500 as a liquidity cushion in case of emergencies. So after 3 years, we do not plan on selling or partnering with anybody. We want to use the profits that NeighborNet makes in order to rework our current solution and to develop our app. Your return on investments after 3 years would be $16,894. Help your neighbor and help your wallet by signing up for NeighborNet today on our Facebook. Thank you.
I think this is a great idea and you did a great job with your presentation. I have a question. When you said that you have some ideas about confronting your obstacles, the obstacle of people possibly leaving to do cash transactions, how would you confront that?
So first of all, the analytics I was talking about is a big feature here. Mainly it lies with students. Students want to serve multiple people in their community at the same time and track that. So if they serve, let's say, 5 homeowners in their community, they can see how much money they spent, how much money they made over a certain period of time and from how many people. And the main focus of our app is not the money, it's the community. And with community, people won't have such a great focus on leaving the app just to save $2.
I have 2 questions really quick. How do you qualify your workers?
So right now for our MVP, we are only employing people that we know, so we are sure that they're going to do a good job. But in the future, we plan on having a survey as well as possibly doing background checks to make sure that everybody is reliable. And then also with our rating system, if somebody isn't doing a good job, they're going to get a bad rating, and then they most likely won't get hired again.
And we could also put into our application process a reference from someone else in your neighborhood or just someone who mowed the lawn before.
And then my second question is, you have a mobile app? You have a web app, correct?
So we do not have, right now we are using Facebook, so we can message both homeowners and teenagers or high schoolers directly through that, so we would be doing the transactions manually, and that's how we are using our service right now. We would like to expand to a web app, which would be used, it would be a website, but you'd be able to use it on your phone and stuff like that in order to work our solution and make it a viable product. And then the final step would be an actual app on the iOS App Store.
Right. And it would be good to do research around how the older generation buys.
Yeah.
Do they buy on a mobile app or do they buy on the web?
Yeah. Okay.
Just a question on how you prevent people from avoiding the app. Let's say I employ a teenager to cut my lawn, and then after a while I just pay him direct. Now $2 to me or so doesn't make a lot of difference, but a student where you're getting a 10% increase in revenue to them, how do you keep them from doing that?
So we actually don't charge the student anything. If a student goes over, she touched on this, if a student goes over to mow the lawn for $20, he is making that $20. We just charge the homeowner, which we figured would keep the student on, because instead of having to worry about any IOUs from the homeowner if the homeowner just isn't home that week, it is directly through the app, so you're just getting that once you take a picture of the lawn, proving that you've done it, you're getting paid right then and there.
Yeah, and I think something we overlooked is that homeowners, that only works if the homeowner is there at the exact same time as the teenager, and the teenager has nothing else to do. So with our app, homeowners will be able to request a service, and the app will match them with the closest available student. So if it's just one student, and like they have a super close connection, that's not what our app's for. Our app's for connecting a group of homeowners with a group of teenagers.
Will that be 2 transactions then? So you'll charge the homeowner the $20 for the service, and then that 20 goes to the provider of the services, and then another $2 transaction would also occur to the homeowner, and that's where you guys monetize. Is that, am I understanding that right?
Yeah, so it'd be like, if you were to look at it, it would be you pay $20, and then when it comes to the total, it would be $22. So it's not going to be like you're paying $20 and then later on you're paying $2. You're just paying that $22 all in one go. And then it actually wouldn't go straight to the student until the student mowed the lawn. So it would give you a little bit of security to know that you have to verify that the lawn is being mowed in order to pay the money.
So you guys hold those funds? As
yeah, we hold, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Well, thank you.
Okay, thanks NeighborNet. We have an Edison team that's going to come up and give an elevator pitch. It's Mr. Mula. Come on up, Aiden.
Thank you. My name is Aiden Richardson, and I am the co-founder of Mr. Mula. Unfortunately, my business partner, Ian Conley, was not able to make it. So our problem is that over 72% of adults within the ages of 18 to 24 years old have less than $1,000 in savings accounts. And our solution is Mr. Mula. Mr. Mula is an app and a website for children, teenagers, and young adults. Using our resources, we can teach these students skills that they will use throughout their whole life. Mr. Mula is a path to financial literacy. Throughout educational experiences on our website and app, we can teach financial literacy to equip youth students for a more successful financial future. Our app and website will have multiple activities users can take advantage of for financial education. So our goals are, we plan to have captured at least 0.1% of the e-learning market by our 5th year through. We will do this through school courses taught based on our app, partnerships with larger corporations such as Samsung, Microsoft, and Apple, and right now the market currently stands at $150 billion US. Capturing 0.1% would put us at $150 million. By our 8th year, we plan to have our app used as part of a recommended financial class in some public elementary and middle schools in the US. We will do this through starting locally and then expanding upon that. Our market summary is that as of 2016, the market size of online education in America was $150 billion US. Some of our competitors are Mind-Blown Life and Green Streets, and these are very small competitors. Some of them don't even have funding. Our competitive advantage, other than the fact that we can actually probably get funding, is that our app is easier to understand. It's geared towards all ages, so it's more simple, and it's also more accessible, as we plan to have it on websites and apps. Our strategies will be to differ from our competition through, as we've stated, having a simplified appeal and being able to market to all ages. Marketing will be free to low cost, as we will only be using social media and YouTube for marketing. Our customer acquisition will be to advertise how we are better than our competition and have schools recommend us for the use of our app in schools. Right here we have a concept activity. One of the people on our team created this. So this is an example of a simulation that we could have. So you would have to balance money, so social points, and comfort points, as you would normally do in real life. Like, the social points represent your connection to others, and the comfort points represent how happy you are as a person in these situations. For example, you are at a local coffee shop with your friends, and there are several purchase options. You can buy one for yourself, which will give you more comfort points, and will cost less money, but your social points will go down. Or you could buy one for you and your friend, and that would give you comfort points and social points, but it would cost more. Your goal of this simulation will be to balance out each of these points. Our startup cost will be $100,000, This is mainly due to the development of the app and website. It will be $84,700 for that. Our domain name would only cost like $9 a year, and the rest of the money will go to social media advertising. We will get some of the money from investors, Kickstarter campaigns, friends, and family, and possible loans. So we will be asking from Kickstarter and GoFundMe for $70,000. So we will also help pay off our loans through in-app purchases. We will have different types of the app. So each of these types will give you different access. Like if you pay for Mr. Mullah Silver, you will have a certain amount of lessons, but you won't have as many lessons as Mr. Mullah Gold. And lessons won't be as in-depth. And we will also have a separate design for schools, so they can implement that into their school system. Some of our money we will also have a YouTube channel, and we can make YouTube revenue off of that. $7.60 per 1,000 views. By the end of our first year, we will plan to have $20,000, and we can use that money to go back and pay more loans. Any questions?
Great job, David. Well done. All right, we have one more high school presentation here, and when they're done, what we'll do is give our judges, our sharks, a chance to go back and talk about the high school pitches, and we have 2 more Edison elevator pitches that we'll do while the shark is over. So we'll get our final high school group up to the stage. Please welcome Arctic Pillowcase.
Ladies and gentlemen, how are y'all doing tonight? Oh, come on, is that all you got? I said, how are you doing tonight? That's what I like to hear. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my team and I are so excited to present to you our product, but before we begin, allow me to paint you a picture. The time is now 5 o'clock at night. I got home from my corporate office job, and it's in the middle of July. Now, I'm a busy guy, so I got a lot on my plate, and I'm looking to settle down for a nice, easy nap, right? Because I've had a long day. My wife's home, I just had a wonderful dinner, and I would finally like some rest. But unbeknownst to me, my air conditioner is out of control. It's not working, and it's in the middle of July, and my room is just baked. It's on fire, and I think, how in the world am I going to be able to sleep in an environment like that? Because I sure as heck don't know how, so I'm tossing and turning, and I got my ice pack, but that's like too cold, and it's sharp, and it's uncomfortable. Oh my goodness. If only there was a solution to this hot mess. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the Arctic Pillowcase, the coolest pillowcase in town. So the problem we are trying to solve is sleep deprivation caused by heat afflictions at nighttime. That includes hot flashes, night sweats, or any other uncomfortable feeling you get when you're hot. Ladies and gentlemen, raise of hands if you've ever been too hot where you couldn't sleep at night. Myself included. You see, this problem is all over the place. So many people feel this, where you just get too hot where you can't sleep. So that is why we came up with this easy solution that'll fit any pillow.
So you may be asking yourselves, how do we plan on solving these problems? Well, in front of you, we have the Arctic Pillowcase. It's a cooling pillowcase featuring a revolutionary gel cooling pad. It's adaptable to any pillow, it's travel friendly, and most of all, it's comfortable.
So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce my team. I am Max Kibler, the CEO of Arctic Pillowcase.
I'm Heidi Gomez, the CMO of Arctic Pillowcase.
I'm Cody Miller, the COO of Arctic Pillowcase.
And I am Sri Sridhar, the CFO of Arctic Pillowcase.
So a couple of key features about our pillowcase. Sharks, as you're tossing that around, allow me to explain it for you. Inside of that is just my everyday pillow that I use, and I have my cooling insert inserted into my pillowcase. Because how our product works is in 2 steps. One, it's a simple pillowcase with a sewn-in insert where we have our revolutionary cooling technology pad that you place in to keep your pillow cold throughout the whole night. So, a couple key features. It's travel friendly. All you need to do is fold it up a couple of times. You can put it in any suitcase. You can take it anywhere on the go. It stays cool for potentially all night long, and it's made of a very comfortable gel. We wanted to hit the idea of it being comfortable so incredibly badly because that is so important. If you can't sleep comfortably, you can't sleep at all. That is why we made the investment to make sure it was gel, which is a very comfortable substance. Not only that, our pillowcase is a less risky investment to the consumer. Meaning, ladies and gentlemen, if you're already adapted to your own specific sleeping pattern, or you have a pillow that's really special to you that works really well, you don't have to worry about changing a single thing. All you need to do is buy our pillowcase, and you can slip on your current pillow, and it immediately adapts to any type of pillow you currently use.
So for our customer segments, we're targeting people suffering from night sweats, which includes men, women, children, teens, all the way to the elderly. Our early adopters were pregnant women or expecting mothers, and middle-aged men and menopausal women.
So here's our market size. So roughly, according to National Sleep Organization, 10% of the American population suffers from heat-related sleeping problems, and they've reported that. And if we sell our pillowcases at $44.99, and if we sell those to 36 million Americans, which is 10% of the whole population, our TAM revenue would be $1,810 million. And if we sell our product to 20% of the 10% of American population, we would get a SAM number of $362 million.
So for marketing, we wanted to use Google SEO for the year 1, and you guys use Pinterest because mostly women go on there and expecting mothers, which were our early adopters, but we're moving on from that, and we're also using Facebook to target more men and women.
But as high schoolers in a startup company, we know our budget isn't unlimited. So we also plan on using free social media such as Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and creating our Facebook page. Our total marketing cost for year 1 is going to equate to $1,900.
Okay, so here's our marketing cost graph. There you can see that the highest price would be $1,500, and it's for our Google SEO. What it is basically when you type in a feature word such as cooling pillowcase, the first thing that will pop up is our pillowcase. And we would pay $1,500 to a separate organization that would do all the dirty work for us, so we can just pay them and they'll get our name up in the search banner. And then we will also pay $130 to Pinterest for 1,000 clicks, and we would also pay $270 to Facebook for 1,000 clicks.
So as far as our sales and competition go, we don't have any direct competitors because our pillowcase is a pillowcase. It's not a cooling pillow. However, just in that nature, we do have indirect competitors. There are so many cooling pillows on the market, but one thing that we noticed is that they are all so expensive, ranging from $75 to $200. So we wanted to make our option affordable, which is why we're selling ours only $44.99. So, like we have on our slide, one big indirect competitor we have is Purple Pillow, which is a mattress company that creates a cooling pillow that tries to adapt and to solve the problems similar to what we are solving.
Oh my God, take a quick second. Just look at the revenue. Just look at the profit margin. It's 64%. 64%. And we're making $32. $32. So we're going to be selling our pillowcase at $49.99, right? And it's going to take us $17.90 to make that pillowcase. It's going to include costs such as paying the seamstress to sew our pillowcase, and it's going to pay our cost to buy the pillowcase and the cooling pad. So that's going to be $17.90. And you subtract that, and you get $32, which is 64%. That's a lot. And with your help, investors, we can bring that margin. We can make that margin even higher and make that profit even higher. So here's our projected sales for year one. We educatedly guessed that we're going to sell 650 pillowcases in year one. And if you multiply that by $44.99, we're gonna make a total revenue of $32,493. And in that, we're gonna make a profit of $20,858. And furthermore, in the future, we also plan to sell to other countries in our third year.
So a little bit about our minimal viable product testing. We began testing on April 22nd, 2018, thanks to the $150 investment we previously got. We tested 13 people. The following demographics included adult male, middle-aged females, expecting mothers, and children. We asked 3 specific questions after we gave them our pillowcase. They slept on it for 5 days, then we interviewed them in person or with a survey. These 3 main questions. Was it cool? Was it comfortable? And did they have to flip it around or freeze it or anything else that was unnecessary? And we found that it was staying cool. That is the most important thing we wanted to address, that our pillowcase does stay cool. The only problem was it wasn't particularly comfortable, which is why my team and I decided to make a pivot with the remaining amount of funding that we had to invest in the gel material, which is far more comfortable. I myself have tested it, my fellow teammates have tested it, and we have given it back out to a few of our previous testers, and they all are in concurrence that it is very comfortable. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm just so excited to bring this to you, but one of our testers has a testimonial, and she is Colleen Murillo, who is an expecting mother who tested both the first and second version of our Arctic pillowcase. And I copied and pasted her direct words on email saying that the Arctic pillowcase has become my new best friend and I do not want to part ways. She says, thank you for letting me participate, and she loves her product. She has signed off saying that she is ready and willing to purchase one of our pillowcases as soon as we are able to create one that we have right in front of us. We currently have 3 people out of our testers who have signed off saying they will purchase one of our pillowcases as soon as we can get more of our Arctic pillowcase 2.0s onto the market.
Okay, so sharks and ladies and gentlemen, we're asking for $5,000 in equity investment with a 15% stake in our company. And we are going to use this money to fund for 100 pillowcases and 100 cooling pads, and to pay our seamstress.
So ladies and gentlemen, our goal for our team is to create a more motivated society and end sleep deprivation due to heat afflictions at night. Thank you very much.
Great job.
Thank you.
You showed the end user price of $49.99. Does that mean that you only plan on selling direct to pillow users, or have you thought about wholesale?
We are currently planning on selling our pillowcases to the people who have signed off saying they wish to purchase one of ours. And if we get our investment, we can use some of that funding for some more R&D, research and development, to be able to test out our Arctic pillowcase 2.0 with others who have not been able to try it out for us. And then we plan on directly selling it to them via our own selves. However, into the future, we plan on getting it out to retailers such as Mattress Firm, Bed Bath & Beyond, because we believe that those channels are excellent resources since they already sell cooling pillows and other pillowcases, that we'd be able to, with our successful data, be able to convince them, allowing us to sell at wholesale, yes, at a retailer.
Wonderful job. Can you help me to understand the mechanism of cooling? So do you have to scrunch it? Does it stay cool forever? I mean, how does it actually work?
That is an excellent question. I am so glad you asked. Our first product, the Arctic Pillowcase 1.0, it just stayed cool all on its own. The cooling pad, you did not have to refrigerate it, you didn't have to freeze it, scrunch it, or anything. All you did was slipped it onto your pillow, which it stayed cool, but it wasn't very comfortable. So that's why our new one, which we purchased, which is very comfortable, you have to freeze it for our recommended time due to testing for 45 minutes in your refrigerator to make it stay cool for 2 to 3 hours. However, if you refrigerate it longer for an hour and a half, it'll prolong the cooling duration even further. And I know from firsthand experience, as well as testimonials from our testers, that our pillowcase stays even cooler than our original one. So for all those people who have the extreme, where you are so overtaken by hot flashes or heat afflictions, this product will cool you down instantly throughout the whole night.
I saw a slide where you talked about $1,500 for Google optimization, and I've done that, and I've spent $1,500 a month. What was behind that number? Give me some insight behind that number. How did you come up with it? What type of metrics are you talking about with Google, etc.?
All right, so we came up with that number by researching first of all. So we looked at who can help us put the Google CEOs, SEOs, and put the keywords in our website, which we have created using Wix. So if we hire a team and if we give them our needs, our wants, they can do this. They can like come up with all the keywords inserted into our website, and they will put it on the Google banner so we can it can be displayed. And we're gonna pay them half of, we're gonna use them twice, and they do work on a monthly basis, so we're gonna use them for 2 months, and we're gonna use them during June, which is when we plan to launch Arctic Pillow 2.0, and then we're gonna use them at the end of the summer, which is August, and we're gonna use it to push our pillowcases to the customers as we grow 2% each year.
So you're using organic search, not paid search?
In a way, it's both. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
People are crazy, and crazy always wins. Can you give us any insight as to what liabilities you may have uncovered sleeping with gel pack in bed, or is there any opportunity for this thing to leak, or what if you ingested, and all of these things?
So as far as our testing goes, with my personal testing, the pillowcase does not leak, and I've inquired this to all of our testers, and none of them have reported any leaking or anything. And since our seamstress has sewn into the insert perfectly accommodated to the size of the insert, it won't flop around or turn while you're sleeping on it. It'll stay secured into one place. You don't have to worry about it shifting around. As far as it being overly cool, that's why we have it in a pillowcase, so that there's a protective barrier against your neck. And due to my own personal use and all of our testimonials, it never has gotten overly cool. The problem originally that it wasn't cool enough, which is why we found a pillowcase that is even cooler to address those.
Have you explored any ways to protect kind of the IP behind it to prevent somebody from coming up with something similar?
Right now, we talked to Phil Salerno, who was one of our coaches who came in. He's a lawyer. And we talked to him. He said that we might need to get a lot of patents. And it might be hard for us to get those patents because a pillowcase, it's going to be very similar. There are many of them in our market, pillowcases alone. But we're going to get a design patent just for how our pouch works and how our sleeve works. And we're also trying to expand or change how the pouch works. I know Jay came up with another solution during Thursday. He said that we could use a wrap. And we're going to try to use, we're going to explore other options and other designs. And then we're going to decide on what patent we're going to use.
Which that $5,000 investment would help with that R&D that we would need to be able to come to a final solution, like Shri mentioned a little earlier.
Thank you.
All right, great job, Arctic Pillowcase. We found a host for this event next year, Max. We're going to sign you up before you leave. Okay, we're going to excuse our sharks to talk about the 5 high school pitches, give them some time to do that. And while we wait, we'll bring up our next team from Edison. Please welcome Chris and Micah from RSB Equipment.
We're both co-founders at RSB Equipment. Are you a parent with multiple children that suffer from expensive sports equipment?
We created a website that allows people to rent and buy and sell equipment at competitive prices. What's unique about our company is that we're teaming up with Uber to deliver our sports equipment.
We found that 20% of families spend around $1,000 on sports equipment each year, and that price is continuously growing.
We believe that customers should be able to sell their gently used sports equipment and also buy and rent new equipment that they would like.
One of our long-term goals would be partner with Uber to deliver wherever a customer would like to, and also buy storage like garage so we could increase our company size.
Our competition varies from play against sports and sporting goods, but we believe that the prices are out of their budget for many families.
Our market size is around $50 billion, and the trend shows that there's a steady growth and has risen about 300% from 1992. In 3 to 5 years, we plan to capture 0.1% of this market.
We're going to advertise through word of mouth, on blogs, and through the Wheaton magazine and also Glen magazine. The target market consists of adult with many children.
Our financial plan or startup cost would be around $50,000, and this would be from all of our equipment and technology we need, and also our website costs and other stuff like that.
And this is our financial plan chart that shows the prices that we're using over 1 year and the net price for 1 year.
And that's our company. And if you would like to partner with us, we'd be gracious for your help and feedback. Thank you.
All right, great job, RSB Equipment. We have one more elevator pitch here today, and please welcome to the stage Chicago Boards. Come on up. Ben and Jason.
Hi, my name is Ben Zarnecki, President of Chicago Boards.
And I'm Jason Hartman, Senior Vice President of Chicago Boards.
So the problem here we're trying to solve is that every year families spend lots of money on skateboards, and they also, on customized skateboards, they're usually sent to one expensive price that they cannot customize, and it's only set to a limited. But here at Chicago Boards, we start at $82.99. But we are allowed to customize and meet the customer's needs for any price range.
And this is a graph of the skate community, and it dropped from 2007 through 2011, but now it is at a rising point, and we hope it continues so our business can grow. And Chicago Boards offers custom skate kits at a lower price than our competitors, and we also have a customer service that can help customers if they have any problems with any of the kits we sell.
So the market summary, the market is about $50 billion, but there are only a few big companies in there: Razor, Zoomies, Billabong, Supreme, and Spitfire. The skateboards, they haven't really changed over the past few years. They've always been popular, continue to be popular, and we plan to capture at least 5% of the market.
And a market strategy we're going to use is use commercials, print ads, and social media to promote our boards. And our target market is 13 to 18-year-olds who like to skateboard. And our boards are great for any skaters, young or old.
And then our startup cost, we plan to have a startup cost of $10,000. We have a $7,000 liquid asset in case we have any other expenses that we did not see coming just because of how prices can change throughout the skateboard world. We also just have a $20 board starting with $82.99. The Wix is going to take $102, and then storage for our stuff will take at least $771 with a computer of $400. We plan to use Kickstart. Kickstart will take 5% of our business, but they won't take 5% if we meet our goal. So we will ask them for $10,500 just in case. And then our financial plan, year-one projection, we plan to sell at least 50 boards with a total income of $4,149.50. All of our price includes from manufacturing to shipping out to our customers. It's all covered in our $82.99 cost. Our total expenses will be PayPal, $75, Wix, $102, and public storage was $771, and our total revenue for the first year will be $2,801.51. YouTube projection, we plan to get more popular with 125 boards sold, bringing us to around $10,000. Same expenses as the first year, and we plan to take a total revenue of $9,000. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for our middle school pitches again. They did a great job. It takes a lot of courage to get up here and do it. And all our middle school students who are participating in the entrepreneurship class have an event on Friday at Nokia, and they're going to present their ideas, and we'll look forward to that. While our Sharks looks like they're still talking here, we have some thank yous that we'd like to kind of get in front of you here. We had so much help putting this event together, but that's what makes something successful when you have a lot of people helping. So we're very grateful for Mary Ann Gudmundson, who put together all kinds of things. But she's handing out the prizes back there. She gave you free stuff, guys. All right, so thanks to Mary Ann. She did the centerpieces out in the comments, too. Erica Loyakino is our Director of Communications. Thanks to her. Our Superintendent, Dr. Jeff Schuler, has been a big supporter of this program, so we're very grateful for his support for all our students. Mr. Jeff Everett's in our print shop. He printed all the programs that you see there. He did a great job doing that, and he printed all the posters and different things that you saw around all our schools, so thanks to Jeff. We have an awful lot of technology here tonight, and we're really grateful for all the knowledge and the effort and all the extra planning and all the details that they took care of. So that's, Jahan kind of led that, and along with our whole District 200 team, so we're thankful for them to set up all our technology. We have some community partners, Gary O'Brien and the Wheaton Chamber of Commerce. They're sponsoring one of our awards and some volunteers. Mike Seabury with National Furniture, National a little bit earlier. Wheaton Rotary Club, they're another source of volunteers, and they too are supporting some of our awards for our students here tonight. And Wheaton Public Library has been a great partner for us as well. Some of our incubator teams met with their mentors at the Wheaton Public Library, so we're grateful for their support. Thanks to all our community sponsors. Last but not least, we had a lot of help at the schools. Our two assistant principals here at Wheaton North, Dr. Julie Pavlini and Miss Lori Silver at Wheaton Warrenville South, were big supporters and helpers with the incubator program this year, so thanks to them. Molly O'Connor's been doing the sound in the back, so thanks to her for making all that work for our presentations. Our administrative teams at both high schools, and then again our teachers, Mr. Greg Crispin, give him a round of applause. Been running the PowerPoint tonight. Mr. Tim Brilka right up front here from Wheaton Warrenville South. Great job, he's our timer tonight. Miss Usha Hyde, our Edison entrepreneur teacher. Give her a nice round of applause. She organized all our Edison students and pitches. All right. And finally, our mentors, our coaches, and our board of advisors. Thank you so much. You hear a lot of the students who did their pitches talk about we met with our mentor, we talked to this coach, we got advice from this person and that person, and that's all these folks, and we're so happy that they could be a part of our students and really give them some great advice. And I know they learned a lot from each other. Some of those pictures, if you were in here during the slideshow, you saw the mentors posing with their teams, and you see that there's a real bond between the incubator teams and their mentors. So really grateful for that. So thanks to all of those folks, mentors, coaches, and board of advisors. All right, we'll see what the Sharks have to say. You stick with us for a little bit, and then we'll get to our awards.